great human adventure. I'm Dr. MichellePeticolas, founder of Secrets of Life and Death and Second Chance Secrets, here to share another important piece of information to help you to have your great human adventure. Now, you may recall that there are 4 superpowers, and the number 1 superpower is brilliance. Brilliance is who you really are, a spiritual being having a human adventure. Are you having a good time? If not, listen up. Brilliance, when brilliance is on the top, when brilliance is calling the shots, that's when you're more likely to have a great time. So how can you do that? I've talked about some other ways to do that, but today I'm going to focus on Epiphany. What's Epiphany? It is a moment in time when you know completely and utterly that you are a spiritual being, that there is a divine guidance, that you are part of a greater whole, that the world is magical. You cannot get this out of reading books. You cannot get this from a lecture or teaching of somebody else. You have to experience it in your body. I would like to share my moment of epiphany. I was at a spiritual retreat, a Sufi retreat. Sufism is about being in the moment. It's not religion, it's a spiritual practice. And I had been doing it for 2 solid months through the summer. We had a break, and I decided with a bunch of other students to head off to a harvest festival at one of the local pueblos. See, this was in New Mexico. And the pueblo was called Sky City, or in their language, Acoma. We were all super excited. We bundled into my ancient VW van and headed off to Albuquerque to pick up another student. We stopped, and when we stopped, and she got in the VW, and I tried to turn it on again, it wouldn't turn on. Now, this habit in the past was to get frustrated and to curse and to gnash my teeth and to really whine and cry. But I had just done 2 amazing months of spiritual practice, and it seemed totally out of alignment. Not to mention that there were 4 other people in the van who were all into the spiritual work as well. So instead, I pulled out my VW Idiot Manual. I don't know if they work anymore, but back then with that car they did. I went back and diagnosed the problem. And just as I figured out what was wrong, a man turned up at my shoulder and he said, "May I help you?" And I laughed and I said, "Well, only if you're a VW mechanic." And he said, "Well, actually, I am." I laughed again and I said, "Wow, well, that's great, because here's what I've diagnosed. Do you happen to have a part? Have the part?" And he said, "I don't know, let me check my studio." And sure enough, he had the part. Not only did he have the part, but he even offered to put it in for me, which he did, and I accepted very graciously. And then afterwards, all he wanted was $5 for the part. I thanked him profusely. And then we all bundled in the car, started it up, and headed off to Sky City. Just as we reached the highway, I-40, it dawned on me. It was Labor Day, and none of the other shops were open. I kind of felt like the universe had paused for a moment when I was deciding whether to go into my old pattern or to step into that new brilliant pattern. And when I made the right decision, the universe rewarded me. And I knew without a shadow of a doubt that there was something larger guiding me, protecting me, taking care of me. And you know what? Every time I tell that story, I get goosebumps, because I remember how I felt, and it reinforces my belief. So part of being brilliant is truly believing, and believing comes from experience. So I ask you to think about your own epiphany. Was there a moment when you had no shadow of a doubt about your connection to the all? Write it down. Share it with somebody you trust. And notice how it makes you feel. That's the way you can connect with your brilliance. That's all I have for today. Be brilliant, and bye for now.